In the last video you saw Yarra City. That's actually where we are now, we're just finishing. In today's video we're heading into the Gobi Desert. And why is water so important? Well, you all know why water is so important.
You can ride those little things.
Yeah, I don't think that would be acceptable in New Zealand. It's barren. It's quiet. It's desolate. We're going to see a well. It's a well. This is the well. The well is here. There's the uyghur bread. There's more uyghur bread. Okay, so on the surface of it, this is going to seem like a wee bit of a boring video, but this is like an educational video. And the educational benefit you're going to get out of this video is, do you ever wonder how they irrigate things, how they get water in the desert?
That is the mountain, we saw it yesterday. This area is Chulufan, where we are, and what we say, the city. There's the cities.
In particular, in like a mountainous desert.
They dig the wheel. Three wheels from there, from the mountain.
这一条艇大概300-400条艇。
5,000 kilometers of wells.
Amazing.
And they're all coming down from the mountains up there. There's not just one line of wells, multiple lines of wells. That's where we are, where he's pointing.
Yep, so we can just walk from here to there. That is the end.
You know, in the mountains of Kazakhstan, in the mountains of, you know, rural China here in Xinjiang. That's the benefit you're going to get from watching this video. You're going to learn something. The special soil of Karez. The soil of Karez is calcium and clay with exceptional cohesion. Due to a lack of rain and high temperature, the soil is very solid and the channels are stable and firm. A very important reason for Karez to be intactly preserved is its special and solid soil. Please take care of your belongings to prevent from missing. I gotta prevent from missing. Oh, the special soil of Karez with lots of spelling mistakes. Clay-y. The soil is very solid. Preserved is spelled wrong. This never gets old. Seriously, this never gets old. Stuff only. It's just for stuff. You can put any old stuff in there, it's for stuff only. The Karez structure, open channel. So what's it called? The Karez well. Is that what this place is called?
Yeah.
The Karez structure mainly consists of the vertical well, the hidden channel, which is the underground channel, the open channel, that's the ground channel, and the flood dam, the small reservoir. With the open channel as the ground channel, which diverts the water into the flood dam, the reservoir, it becomes warm and then irrigates the field. It's very convenient for local residents to use water from the open channel for drinking water or for cooking and cleaning. Oil lamp orientation.
Okay. So when they dig the wheel, so there's the people upstairs, and they also use the stick and head in there. The people in above the ground will tell him where to go, where to dig. Yeah. So they use back to the engine. Then that's the way we can communicate.
这里就是龙头里面这儿就是区域，这就是暗井和明区之间的一个通道。再往里走，人能爬过去了。哦。越往里走越小，人就过不去了。
camels that's water you can drink directly, but not the water opened there, because that is the open channel. This is underground. Nobody going to access it. So the residents nearby, they still use this water from this well.
The raisin drying room. That's how you dry your raisins. You make the grapes become raisins.
它大概空气温度达到70度，然后通过吹风把它。
So you're right. You see that it's hanging all the grapes here, and probably the temperature up to 70 degrees. They use the wind to blow it, make it dry.
Yeah. I'm sure you've all had raisins before. You've eaten raisins, right? You never really thought, how do they make raisins? This is how you actually make raisins. See, you actually learned something by watching this video. It wasn't a total waste of your time. So inviting. Oh, the razor wire. I just love it so much. So hospitable looking, isn't it? So hospitable. Here's a toilet. Closto, civilization and convenience. Closto.
我最喜欢新疆的美景，山林木湖，还有那个喀纳斯，那是新疆最美的景色。在我心目中，我不喜欢就是那个安检方面太多了，就是把好多时间都浪费在那上面了，就是能把那个安检方面再控制一下，时间控制一下，那最完美了，不然了外国朋友来嘛，就有点遗憾，是这样子的。谢谢。
They're drilling for oil here. They got oil wells. So after leaving the land of grapes and heading back out into the desert, we're going past the famous Flame Mountains, which you're seeing in this GoPro time lapse. And we are on the way to Gobi Desert tonight, but we're not going there straight away in the middle of the day because it is actually really quite hot. And going into the Gobi Desert in the middle of the day, it's not such a great idea. So we're going to be having lunch, checking in, and then go to the desert in the evening. So out the side here, we have basically what I think is a raisin farm because we're in the desert. Over there, you can tell that there's irrigation because there's trees. But you know, everywhere else around here is desert. You'll see the little brick houses, that's the things that they dry out the raisins in. So you've obviously got over there where there's trees and irrigation, grape yards growing grapes. They grow the grapes, they bring them into the little brick houses, they leave them in there for months on end, then they become raisins. And so yeah, if you ever go and buy raisins at a supermarket and the raisins say made in China, it probably came from here or somewhere around here just like this. Well, that was another checkpoint. That's actually the first one for today. So you know the whole police shut up. Ruined my video. It is so hot here. It is so damn hot. Some people just have to really get out of the sun. Never mind, there was no food there anyway. May also, as I was trying to say before, I was rudely interrupted. One thing that I love about China is the reaction of the very young or the very old to the uyghur and or the Laowhy. That's foreigners, you know, just arriving at the restaurant, walk past a bunch of kids, teenage boys, And they're like, uyghur. Yeah. Especially in this rural province. Yeah, they just don't see very many foreigners. Oh, here in Xinjiang, and on the way to Gobi Desert. Checkpoint again. It's I'm getting tired of making this same video over and over again, but like literally there's nothing else to talk about. It's the same old shit every day here. Scan your passport, all that crap, and then just leaving our hotel, the same thing again, and have to go downtown to the local police station, register. Oh, but we don't want to have to do that. Oh, my banfa. You have to do it. Go to the police station. If you were if you were a foreigner, you could not have a job here. It would just be impossible.
I was toting my pack along the dusty Winnemucca road when along came a semi with a high and canvas covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca Mac with me, you can ride. And so I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, and Padilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallapoosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, Beach Lake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Omaha, Shefferville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina, Sequantamina. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. Of travel I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
That scared the shit out of me. When we go back, I'm just gonna sit in the middle.
Seriously. People say you sit in the middle.
Yeah. There's a reason for it.
What is your reason? Why?
Well, if that thing tips over, you know, if it tips over, because I'm heavier than the average Chinese person, if it tips over, I'm on the edge. Like I get my arm crushed or something. That's why. It's not something to laugh about, really. It's not something to laugh about, really. That's health and safety not good enough, basically.
It's okay, you can sit in the middle.
And they're all laughing at me. It's like, do you not realize I'm bigger and heavier than the average Chinese person? And that guy's riding right up on the edges. And like, if it did decide to roll over, yeah, it's got a roll cage, but there's no side protection, no cage or anything. I could very well get my arm crushed. And they're all laughing about it, all having a great time. I'm not sitting on the edge on the way back. Anyway, this is the first time I've been in a desert. A real desert. We don't have deserts in New Zealand. I know, November Fox, you live in a desert. Desert, nothing special to you, I get it. I've never been in a desert before, first time. Gobi Desert. I tell you what, it doesn't really become real until you're here. You see it in the movies, you know, like I saw that movie Flight of the Phoenix with you know, the people whose plane crashes, the oil rig workers, and you watch it in the movies. It never really becomes real until you're here. You know, your feet just sink into the sand with every step. You know that your shoes are filling up with sand and that you're gonna have to clean them out later on. And there's just nothing. It's dead. There's just no water, no trees, nothing at all. Like the most unforgiving, inhospitable kind of environment in the whole world. What do you guys think? Should I walk up to the top of the hills? No, I'm not gonna walk up to the top of the hills. She's doing the Daniel Bryan thing. Those guys are pretty brave, walking all the way up there. It's a long way from the These girls all just ran down the hill, doing moving pictures on the phone.
Hello 一下。天啊，好吗？
Oh, Coco looks like a broken woman. Oh, we just came down on it. Yeah, I don't think that would be acceptable in New Zealand. Occupational health and safety.
把那个铁扶手扶住就行了，没问题，不要怕。
行。
哎呦，
不好啊，起来的时候抓稳。
I'm on a camel. I'm on a camel now. Screw you horses in New Zealand, I'm on a camel now. Howdy, partners.
Oh,
Is he tired?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's been a day of firsts, actually. That was really amazing. Unfortunately, I'm too heavy because I'm too fat to get on a horse in New Zealand. But, you know, horses, they're not as strong as camels. And I don't know if this is true, but that guy said that camel can take 1 ton. And Coco said, really? Really? And then they said, oh, well, at least 500 kilos. So, that's okay, right? I'm not more than 500 kilos, so that was pretty cool. It really was. Oh, man.
Take a result from white here. Black. I don't need stronger, I just need a donkey. Enough. No difference. Right, donkey, camel, horse, the same.
Alright, here's the money shot. Out of the Reebok pumps. All the sand. Walking in the desert. Reebok pumps are not designed for the desert. That poor fish. Y2J the Muslim.
Look at me, look at me.